Video is designed to show you how to import a lead file for the TrackDrive Lead to Call automation tool. So I'm going to click on the leads here and lead imports, and I'm going to submit leads here. And I'm doing a file load, and I'll just name it example import. I'm trying to go to a schedule. You can also upload leads to an offer. Most likely that wouldn't happen unless you're trying to do email blast and you want the data from the email blast to already be in TrackDrive for when they call in. We could pick up that information, but most likely you'd be loading something into a schedule for the lead to call automation tool. And I'm going to put it into this that we've been demoing. Now if I didn't have a traffic source in the file, I can put that in. I'm working with this file here, which I did not put a traffic source in, so I might just go ahead and say, okay, I want this to go to traffic source Janet Yeager. If I put in a default agent, it's going to have that agent get all the calls. That would be if you're trying to test a file or maybe do some training, that person could get all those calls. The lead priority in TrackDrive, the lower the number the better, including negative numbers. So on this file, I am loading up age data, let's say. So I might give this a bad priority of 50, so that my live data that's coming in via post or other files that I'm loading that might be better, I might make lead priority 0 or negative 10. Again, the lower the number, the better. I can put in a sub ID in addition to the traffic source and such. If I do update only, it means I'm reloading a file and I'm trying to add some fields I missed or fix some data. Perhaps I loaded the file the first time without the email address. I realized that, so I'm going to come reload the file again, tell it to update only. What update only will do will not add any new leads to the system. It'll only find ones that are still active and update them. But if you happen to add a new caller ID to the file, if you had checked update only, it would skip that record. Now the extra tokens here, maybe I like doing aged data equals true when it is aged data, because in my lead to call options for my lead to call automation, I might say if it's aged data, skip sending the SMS, or send the SMS on the first action for live data, but for aged data do a couple calls first, then send the SMS that we're trying to contact them. So you can add any extra data that you didn't have in your records. Now again, I am intentionally leaving some fields off to show you how to pin data by doing these extra tokens, but I also have misspelled, let me make this a little bigger for you folks. Alright, so I made it a little bigger here, so you can see here I have phone number here, but TrackDrive does require caller underscore ID. And I intentionally named the first name wrong. It should be like last name is here, but just to show you on this next step, I intentionally did some fields wrong so that we could fix that. Okay, so I got some extra tokens here, lead priority, all that. So now I'm going to choose my file and do the next step. Now in the next step, we're going to do our mapping. And so you can see here, I am looking to make sure I didn't typo anything. So I don't want this new token unless I truly am trying to add a new token on the fly here. So if I did want the field to be fname and I didn't have it yet, this is saying that TrackDrive will create a new one for you. I could, for example, if I didn't want to import something, say I don't want this field, skip it. So I'm doing the agent group because I was loading some leads with level 1 agents and level 2 agents, but now I don't want to load it. So that's that. So right here, one of the required fields, if I did try to say start import right now, TrackDrive is going to come back and say, hey, one of your fields must be called caller ID. And that's important. So the phone number here, oops, that's supposed to be caller. Oops, if I could type caller ID. That's a system token, that's fine. Now I see this would be a new token. I'm like, I did something wrong. So I do first name, there's my field. So now I have the right field map. So I'm looking to see that I either have system tokens everywhere or my predefined tokens, which if you make your tokens colored, it's easier to see that they aren't going to be new, that you got the right fields. And then I simply do start import. So now that I've done that, it's going to start loading those leads into the system, and you're done with your file load.